Yo, peace, family. We all here. 11CJ. Glad to have you back. New 24. A lot going on in the world. Weather's kind of crazy, but we're here. Thank God. Give yourself some grace, man. We figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? This is all new information to us, so you're not expected to dunk from the free throw line on your first attempt. You feel me? So yeah, follow me, family. Newcomers, by the way, I'm gonna give you a minute. Sit back. Get your notepad out or something like that. Write you some notes. Today is more informative than anything. So yeah, more on a serious note. This is for the entire village, nobody excluded. And again, if you have any questions, even my youth, I challenge you to write down those questions or words or anything that might come to mind, so you can go back and ask your parents for guidance, or you can go ahead and seek the knowledge yourself if you're old enough. Yeah, so let's get into it. I'm gonna give you a minute. All right. All right, family. So I had a conversation, deep conversation, regarding like current events, Spirit Airlines and things like that. Everything's shutting down, and it's having a heavy impact on a lot of people. Jobs, and you see it all on the news, man. Everything going on in the world, a lot of chaos. And the thing that stood out to me about what me and the individual was speaking on with the Spirit Airlines situation. And it's kind of crazy because I was doing some research and just reading up on some things, and I just read some things that kind of captured my attention. And I was like, man, I got to share this with the family. So this is me doing so. So again, this is more informative. You definitely got homework tonight. So take your notebook out, write down these things, and again, do your own research on it, and we'll talk about it later. But I'm just kind of curious on what you think about it. You feel me? So follow me. And he built altars for all the host of heaven in the two courts of the house of the Lord. And he made his son pass through the fire, and observed times, and used enchantments, and dealt with familiar spirits and wizards. He wrought much wickedness in the sight of the Lord to provoke him to anger. And he set a graven image of the grove that he had made in the house, of which the Lord said to David and to Solomon his son, in this house and in Jerusalem, which I have chosen out of all tribes of Israel, would I put my name forever. Neither will I make the feet of Israel move any more out of the land which I gave their fathers, only if they will observe to do according to all that I have commanded them, and according to all the law that my servant Moses commanded them. And that's from 2 Kings 21, verses 1 through 8. Why did I bring that up? Because again, like I said, Spirit Airlines kind of triggered my mind. It's just like, I guess what was kind of like, what I found those two things had in common was like, what got my attention was like when it was talking about, you can't move out of the land. Like, why can't we move out of the land? Why can't we travel? And according to what I'm reading and my understanding, what I'm getting from it, family, is basically saying, where's your loyalty? That's how I took it. Where's your loyalty? Ball dropped, another year passed by, you doing all of this, world still chaotic. Where's your loyalty? And what do you mean by that, Warren? What do you mean by loyalty? It's like, okay, bro, I see everybody still promoting all of these idols, man. But I don't know nothing about you. You get $1 million off of me listening, watching, and taking advice from you, and you're taking it from somebody else who's controlled by somebody else. There's no substance there. There's a few people, especially in the streaming world, catching on to the vibes, and shouts to you. You're trying to flip the page, and I hope you understand what you're dealing with. You know what I mean? You cannot fake it. But again, it's about survival. It's about grace. I do understand your approach, but tread lightly. Sticking to my plan. Where's your loyalty, family? I'm speaking to everyone in the village. Where's your loyalty? To the masses, where's your loyalty? I'm hearing about all this news about these, so-called prophets and, you know, all of these new stars and things like that. But you can't tell me a 5-minute story about how your uncle inspired you. Like, you know what? Like, this shit, it kills me, bro. Because you know what really rubs me the wrong way? I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, it's crazy to me. I know, like, everybody knows somebody that lost somebody. If not, everybody has lost somebody. We've all lost somebody. We live life. You in life right now. You lost somebody. I'm talking about somebody real close to you. So much so that you had a bond with them that until the day that they passed and that casket went in the ground, whether prior to or afterwards, right? You had a bond with them. You spoke to them naturally, bro. Naturally, you're gonna speak to them, whether it be in your mind, whether it be in that bathroom before you come out, you know, in that you know quiet space that you made for yourself, so you can just deal with this situation at hand. Got it. Heavy loss. Family member, close friend, stranger that you just seen in passing, somebody you just talked to. Oh, that's crazy situation. Got it. Empathy you showing. Got it. Can't give me any information on this person's life. You won't promote that, which is crazy to me. So back to my point. You make a deal at the funeral, at the wake, day before, day after, whatever, weeks after, whatever. You come to terms with this death. You say to your friend in your head and in spirit, look, man, God, because that's really who you're making a deal with. I got to let you know this, right? So you make a deal with God through your friend saying, yo, look, man, this is devastating to me. So much so it's going to make me want to change my ways. In whatever way that is. You could be a gambler. You and your friend passed away. That was your gambling partner. He might not have never gambled, but he always there to tell you, yo, bro, you might not want to do that. He might have talked you off that cliff, he or she, right? Might have talked you off that cliff. Might have gave you advice when you had no one to give you advice. Might have been there when the world was against you. But you're still out here popping bottles. You're still out here chilling. And like I said, it's different. It's a difference, bro. We don't drink to get drunk. You know, we celebrate harvest. You got to put in work. It's a celebration. Big difference. Big difference. Big difference. You know, you got to put in the work. There's no skipping the line. And if you think you're getting over, bro, you'll figure it out later on, man. But, you know, you just look, you're not as good as hiding as you think. None of us. I'm not exempt, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, sorry, family, I'm speaking, bro, but this is on a general matter. So, you know, that's how we talk. Again, how dare you? Like, where's your loyalty? You promise your friend you're going to change your ways, that guy or that girl. You do it for a little while, now you right back. And you wonder why the world's chaotic. We're not following our grandparents, families, members, the people that did believe in God and that did believe in the Bible. We all lost somebody that did believe in the Bible. So much so that they know they were going to, like, they know where they were going to heaven, right? And even though it was a point in time you didn't believe in that, when they passed away, you believed in that because they believed in that. You want them to go to the best place. So if that's what they thought was the best place and you wasn't believing in that, you still pray that they got there. Right. Where did that go? Like, where did that go, bro? I can tell you where it is. Lack of encouragement. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's still trying to be the one that changed the game. Oh, I'm the guy that did it. Bro, there's nothing new under the sun. All this is regurgitated information. You're never going to be the coolest guy in the room. Again, you're never going to be the biggest and baddest guy in the room. You're never going to be the best all the time in the room. How do you handle that, though? Guys is killing girls still, which is crazy. The ages are getting younger, and they're accepting that. We're accepting that as a group. And if you feel bad about that, you don't want to hear that, oh, they ain't got nothing to do with me. If you ain't talking nobody off a cliff, yeah, you part of that too, man. Harsh reality, bro. How many lives you trying to save? Somebody told you the rules on being righteous, which is crazy. And it's not like you don't know. You know right from wrong. Even when you're doing wrong, you know what to avoid to carry out that behavior. Does that make sense? You know you have to avoid the right things to do the wrong thing, which is crazy to me, but that makes perfect sense. But that's exactly what's going on. So it's like, again, shame on you. Shame on you. That's on a one-on-one. That ain't got nothing to do with you in a group or nobody. When you leave the group and you in the house and you in the shower, you taking that hot shower and you just having, you reminiscing about your old friend or that old individual that I'm referring to right now in this moment. Yeah, bro, you letting them down. Yeah, it says you letting them down. You're not sticking to the plan. But the crazy part is the window's closing, but you still have time to change your ways and do what you need to do to get out of that. Yeah, it's hard. You're right. You got to go against everything that got you in there. So that same door you entered is the same door you got to come back out of. The same club that you went into that was hood and gangsta and you had all that clout in there, it's the same club you're trying to leave now after you transitioned in the club. So you came in the club as a shooter and the killer, but in the back of the club, you went to the bathroom and changed back and changing to Clark Kent. Now you're trying to leave the club where nobody recognizes you anymore. Like, thank God for me, for grace. Where's the loyalty, bro? But that's why we stuck, my people. We're not giving enough praise to our elders. We're not giving, just to keep it gangster, we're not giving God enough praise, man. It's not enough, bro. The pictures and the videos and the 5-minute clips, like, that's what you do when you copying somebody, like you're not living it. I can barely capture the clips because I'm moving in a certain direction. And once you understand that, it's like, you don't really, you understand pace is non-existent. It's just about preparation mostly. You have to be prepared for when you're going to be utilized as a tool to maybe make a difference in your neighborhood or your circumference, you know what I'm saying, your environment. And you can do that if you open up your mind to it. Like, and again, this is to the people, this is how I speak to my village. So again, if it's boring you, I apologize, you know what I'm saying? You can always leave. It's all love. But you know, for the people that understand me, my village, you know what I'm saying? That's what we are though. So encourage your neighbors and you know, when you out here traveling the world as well, until we meet again, you know, encourage them. You know what I mean? Don't give up. You know, try to find out more about them, find out their story. You know what I mean? Find out their testimony. Stop looking on the internet, bro. You got 12 people next to you. You on your phone looking at somebody else's story. 12 people in the room on the phone looking at somebody else's story. It's crazy work. But again, I don't want to drag it, man. But yeah, I just want to do some food for thought. You feel me? Food for thought. Once you understand, like, what's going on, like in anything, like once you understand the rules and, you know, in the game Trouble, like, you know, you got to play by the rules. Like, you can't skip the line. Nobody's exempt. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to, you know, jump ahead and just, I made it. And I just, no. It's not about that. It's not about that. But again, you got to do your research and understand, find out where you fit in. And again, stay in your lane and exude that energy. We all got something to offer, but it looks weak when it's like 1 out of 10. Especially when the other 9 have the same potential to exude, to like illuminate their light, like, you know what I'm saying, like shine, so to speak. Like, damn. So that's what the whole Team Humble thing is for, Village. That's why we open up our village every once in a while, because we have to allow people to come in so we can talk to them and just understand that they have options. And again, you know, we keep referring you back to Jones Logic on Spotify, just so you can kind of get a grasp of what's going on and catch up. You know, train's been moving for a while, so you a little bit behind. But again, still love you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. And again, so before we leave, and I don't want to keep dragging it, before we leave, I'm going to leave you with some homework, man. So, you know, do your own research, you feel me? So again, today's, we were speaking about, you know, idolizing other people and how we have to get back to the commandments. At least that the family, your legacy laid down, that got you this far. You know, again, you might not have believed in that higher power or whatever, y'all, you know, y'all mocking, y'all make jokes, but somebody you lost did, and you still pray for them. And in some point in time, you pray that they got there because you knew that that's what they believed in, and that was their heaven. So that's basically where this is coming from. That's where this energy is coming from. You know what I mean? And speaking amongst the community, amongst my village, and then bringing different topics and awareness, you know, things, current events to me, and asking me, you know, my insight on and how I feel about it. And so that's kind of what sparked the story, to be honest with you. And thank God for that, though, because I think it's really much needed. And for the people that hear me, man, like, keep going. Yeah. I don't know what it looks like, but again, keep going. Stay encouraged. Keep changing the world on your own accord. Keep shooting for your dreams. Don't give up. Speak to somebody if you have questions. And if you're thinking about tapping out, man, it's a million people on this world. Like, that's just doing strictly that the right way. Billion people on the planet, probably way more than that. But I'm just like, I'm just making, just saying. Billion people on the planet, you got at least 1 million, maybe 2 million people that realistically do it out of love. It's probably less than that. I ain't gonna lie to you, but you got to find somebody that's good, find somebody that fits you, and just get somebody that talks. It doesn't have to be a therapist all the time, but it is therapeutic to get it off your chest. So that's the main focus. You don't have to pay for that. You don't got to do that. But again, you tap back into your family. Pretty sure you got some cousins and uncles and aunties that been through something before that can tell you, oh man, I've been through that before. This is how I got through it, and apply what applies. And if it don't, you let it fly. But that's what I'm encouraging you to do, family. So yeah, keep going, man. Please don't give up. You are valuable. Especially the youth, man. You're very valuable, all of us. But the youth, dying at an alarming rate, man. We all are. It's crazy work. But again, do your research, stick with God, get your own understanding, and I'm guaranteeing it'll ease a lot of that pressure. Not saying nothing won't happen or things are not gonna happen. It's destined to happen. It's written, but he gave you that hand for a reason, so you can maneuver. So you just gotta tap in. So that's what we encourage. So again, a little homework for you tonight. Feel me? So you get an understanding of what's going on. One word I want you to look up first in whatever Bible. If you have a Bible, you can Google it. The word mediums. If you're gonna look up the word mediums on Google, at least put in mediums and what it means biblically or something like that. Right? That might help you out. And as a reference to what I'm saying, if you have a Bible, we're gonna look at 1 Samuel 28, chapter 28, verse 3-8. And that's when Saul consults a medium, an occult, a witch. Several names, but this is all based around witchcraft, what I'm speaking on, and why God forbids it. Give you a couple of things to write down as well. Exodus chapter 22 verse 18, and these are why this is a couple of references for why God forbids mediums or the occult or like witchcraft and things like that, sorcery and all of that. 1 Samuel 28. Chapter 28, verse 7-8, 2 Kings 21st, verse 6, Acts 19, verses 18-19. Why it promotes false truth. Leviticus 20, chapter 20, verse 6, Deuteronomy 18, verse 10-13. I always have a hard time with that. Deuteronomy. I always have a hard time with that. But when I'm in church and I'm talking about that, or if I'm talking about it in the Bronx, like my village, just like it always goes smoothly. But anyway, avoiding curiosity about it, witchcraft. A couple of references for that. Deuteronomy, right? Chapter 18, verse 10-13, and I'm gonna leave it like that. And then also you got Mark 5, chapter 5, verses 1-2. And also, I did already give you 1 Samuel 28, chapter 28, verse 3-18. Yeah. And again, this is all just homework, read up on it, get you some notes in. And, I don't know, next time we talk and we meet, you can chop it up with me and we can go over some things, you know what I mean? Maybe have a different conversation. And I want to end with Leviticus chapter 19, verse 31. And I think you should just... like I said, do your research. Google it if you don't, and if you don't understand. Also, shout out to Pastor Geno Jennings, man. The way he breaks, if you're not familiar with the Bible, right? On the spiritual side, you're just trying to get tapped into your spirituality. That is a great person, great recommendation. I recommend him for someone that's breaking down the Bible to where you can understand it. I'm not a preacher, I'm not a pastor, but he is. So it's like, and he runs his own congregation, he runs his village, and I watch a lot of his videos as of recent. I've been tapping into him, and I like the way he's doing this thing. So, for my youth, if you don't have a pastor, you never been to a church or nothing like that, and you're trying to do it like subliminally, and you want to tap in, I would definitely refer you to Geno Jennings, Pastor Geno Jennings. I think he's from Baltimore, man. Speak a little hard. I was raised by guys like him, so it don't come off like nothing to me but love and understanding, especially when you do your homework and you don't take things personal. You feel me? But yeah, I would definitely point you in that direction if you don't have a pastor and you don't understand the Bible so much. He'll break it down for you. One more second. Oh, right. So all right. So before I go, last thing. Types of mind your business, man. Yeah, types of witchcraft, right? So you have a soothsayer, right? Or one who interprets omens. Then you have a sorcerer, or one who conjures spells, or a medium, or a spiritist, or one who calls upon the dead. And then I also want you to Google the 4 pillars of witchcraft. Um, it's kind of like the framework, and you'll see. Should see to know, to will, to dare, and to keep silent. Look those things up. Excuse me. And yeah, we'll chop it up on the next one. You already. I love y'all, man. Thank you for your time. I appreciate your patience. Went a little overboard, but a little lengthy, but it was necessary. A lot of information. And of course, I'm just getting a little bit more used to talking to my village through social media and things like that. So, bear with me, man. We growing. So it is what it is, man. Mind your business. I love y'all. I love y'all. Thank you for your time again. I love y'all. Thank you for your time again. I love y'all. Thank you for your time again. And hopefully it makes sense to you, man, because it makes sense to me, you dig? But, we chop it up. Stay safe, man. God first. Yeah, let's keep it going. And if you are dealing with any mental health issues, I worked a job with that with youth and young adults, and it's a serious thing. And you'll be amazed at the stories that's in these kids' files, man. Everybody looked normal, man, but like I said, we all, a lot of us weren't groomed the same. So give yourself grace. Please don't give up. Seek help, and I'm rooting for you. Right? Love y'all, man. Till next time. Peace.